Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Lenin. It's been a while, I think. So I decided to take the Lenin out. I was originally going to get a video in the Richelieu and it just did not pan out. I cannot stand the Richelieu at all. Like, it's just not a fun ship to play in my opinion. I'll play Jean Bart any day of the week. I cannot stand the Richelieu. But anyway, we ended up in a game in a Lenin that was pretty fascinating, and I think you guys are going to enjoy. So, with all of that being said, keep an eye out on the enemy team. In the USS Kidd, we actually have none other than Feel My Flame, which I believe has a YouTube channel. So I will take and try to leave a link to their channel down in the description below if you guys want to check them out. But we're going to push forward, try to get ourselves in a decent position here in the Lenin, and try to win our side as best we can. And then we'll try to point out all the little things that happen. You guys know the deal. But don't forget, before we get started, we are on the path to 50,000 subscribers. So, if you guys haven't actually subscribed yet, and I know like 45% of you guys haven't subscribed yet, if you guys haven't subscribed and you come by and watch my videos, come in and hit that subscribe button. Be a part of our journey to 50K. Now, right off the bat, we've got a Bismarck here. We're going to aim a little bit high. He's going to drive up underneath these shells. We should be able to land a few into a superstructure. Wasn't expecting a lot of damage here, but we actually get a pretty solid result. We end up hitting the man for 12,000, almost 13,000 damage there. And I knew this was going to be a good game right away, because I was like, okay, well, we got a good shot early against the Bismarck. That's huge. We've got a broadside Veneto over here, which should be absolutely juicy for us. Remember, Russian ships have a little bit flatter trajectory, meaning they maintain their penetration longer. So being able to shoot at a broadside Italian battleship with knowing that I'm going to carry that penetration that far, I was feeling pretty good. And fortunately, we get one Citadel. Unfortunately, it was just one. But still, from this distance with a Russian battleship, we'll take it. That forces a smoke out of them right away. Now we've got the look at a Miyoko. Now watch what happens here. Now we're about to be reloaded, 4 seconds. We've got Mount Everest between me and the Miyoko. We adjust our aim with the auto aim, pull the trigger right as we get loaded, and he goes dark. Now he's going to have no idea these shells are coming over the top of that mountain. I look to my right, of course, we have the destroyer here close by. Bismarck's coming. We actually Citadel that Miyoko from across the map too. That guy probably is upset because it come out of nowhere. Like that literally would have felt like it came from the goddamn moon. Like the Death Star itself just unleashed a laser beam on you. But here you can see I'm like, okay, Bismarck clearly is going to rush us, so we don't want to do that. Then we look at this Tallinn over here, and I'm telling you, this ship, the Lenin, is easily the best Russian battleship in the game. It's not even close. And right here's another proof positive. Blunk. Just all as hell gone. What is that? 3 Citadels now? We're over 70,000 damage already. The game is not even 3 minutes old. 70,000 damage in 3 minutes. That's not bad for any battleship. But here you can see I'm going to try to push forward. My Akatsuki is sitting here in a smoke screen. He's got a USS Kidd right next to him. I know that that's a bad play for him. So I'm going to try to put myself in a position to catch him. Now, I expect Feel My Flame to reverse and try to get a hold of this Akatsuki, right? It makes sense. It just does. It just makes sense. So we're going to try to put ourselves in a position where we can counter him if we can. Sure enough, he backs out, gets in front of us, and we're going to slap the shit out of him. All his health is gone. Now remember, the Kidd gets a heal. So while we did take a good chunk off of him, he is going to be able to heal some of that. It's not going to be much because we absolutely clocked him. But it is one of those situations where I kind of wish I had somebody on my team to be able to help here. My Akatsuki is just dancing around, and I already knew what this Akatsuki was going to do here. You can see he's starting to come back in towards me. He knows that the Bismarck is rushing. He's going to sit behind this island. He's going to reload his torps, and he's going to YOLO rush that Bismarck. I already knew what was going to happen, right? Like, you can see what's going through these people's minds. Like, from his perspective, I get it. Like, he's trying to go for the battleship. He's trying to kill him. He's hoping that being on the backside of an island that the Bismarck won't be able to kill him faster than he can kill the Bismarck. The one thing that I have to like remind people of is you can't put yourself in a situation like that where you're possibly going to trade. You have to guarantee the kill and stay alive, and that's unfortunately not going to be the case. He does get the kill, but also gets killed in the process, which is going to be a gigantic pain in my backside. At the end of the day, even if he doesn't kill that Bismarck, if he survives and gets away, I can deal with a Bismarck. You know what I can't deal with? Half of my team being dead in under 5 minutes, and the fact that their destroyer now has all of the room in the world to run around all willy-nilly and never be spotted again. Now here we've got our chance. He has made a crucial error. We take the shot. He actually turns away at the perfect time. I'll give him credit for that. That turn couldn't have been any more well done if he tried. You can see I am trying to maintain close enough distance here, but yeah, he's gonna get away. And once he breaks spot here, like, it's pretty much a wrap. Like, I'm not going to be able to catch him, right? Unless he decides to sit in a smoke screen. And I don't know why he would in this situation. I guess he just wanted to try to get some damage on me. I'm not sure. Trying to think about what he's doing in his situation. Now, you'll watch. I start getting shot from the left side of the map. I am still spotted, obviously, by the destroyer. We're trying to beach here to avoid the torpedoes. Remember, the kid only has one quintuple launcher. Lenin makes a huge mistake, decides to come around the corner. We're already ready for that, and he's going to go down. Now, we do have one gun left here, but you'll see that our destroyer ends up smoking up, or the enemy destroyer smokes up here, and you can see the AP coming in from the hipper on my left. But we already saw the torps go by. I'm looking to see if he fires, and I'll be honest, I was thinking about shooting blindly into this smoke. But then I was like, okay, if he's going to be in the smoke, I'm going to be able to charge him. I really wanted to charge him here. Because if I can get rid of him, if he thinks he can sit in the smoke, and I actually, like, I really wanted to just, like, YOLO him here, but I also know that there's a hipper over there, there's a couple of battleships that could potentially help. I don't want to put myself in a compromising position chasing down a destroyer that's in a smoke screen, and I know is a competent player. So, like, it's one of those situations where it's a catch-22. I could potentially get lucky and get the destroyer out of here, or I could end up putting myself in a bad position and losing the game. So despite my will to, or my really wanting to get rid of the destroyer, I choose to put myself in a better position where I could potentially help the team, right? That's the goal. Look at my team on the left side of the map. All of the enemy are against them. They have their battleships over there. They have a cruiser behind an island. You can see the cruiser is just constantly farming. It is a Harbin as well, so it's got all the DPM you could ever ask for. So we're trying to put ourselves in a centralized position initially, and I had two options here. I could go over and try to start capturing their base, force some of these guys to come back, and give our team a chance on the left side. Or I could go back towards my cap and end up in a fight where by the time I get there, the enemy will be able to overwhelm me, right? They have way more firepower than we do. So I decide, okay, well, we know there's a hipper here. We know the destroyer's here. Destroyer's clearly not in the smoke anymore. So we come around the island. We're trying to put ourselves in a position where we can grab the cap and stay away from the hipper as best we can, but maybe work to get shots on him. And this hipper is actually going to turn out to be a pretty decent player, because at least he's not an idiot. I'll give him that. I don't know if he's a good player, but he's definitely not an idiot. Okay? But here you can see we got a beautiful look at the Duke of York. Remember, we maintain that penetration a lot further distance than most battleships, so we're just going to go ahead and take the shot. You never know. If we can get rid of him, that'd be great, but not going to happen. We actually get 2 hits. Again, Russian accuracy at range, not the greatest. We're at 106,000 damage done, though. We are paying attention to the fact that there is the hipper here, and this hipper, like I said, he's going to use this island like it's his freaking symbiote, right? Like, this guy is literally just going to sit here behind this island, keep peeking out, keep trying to do his thing. I know that he has 6-kilometer torpedoes, and the only way he gets to use those torpedoes is if I get close, right? I know that. Obviously, the kid has quintuple launchers. He's got to be within, I think it's 9.2 kilometers to use his. So we're doing the best that we can to try to maintain our ability to stay alive, as well as try to help our team win. And you can see the left side has collapsed, and now it is a single battleship hiding over there, or holding everybody on that side of the map back. So I get into the cap, knowing full well that there's very little chance that I can capture this base. The enemy destroyer is going to keep me spotted. He's probably not going to show himself again. The enemy hipper is going to be able to lob the island, and he's between the two of them, I'm not going to be able to kill them. Right? Because, I mean, hipper is not going to show himself, because that would be stupid. And then, of course, every time I fire my guns, now the kid shows up and he starts firing his guns. So I'm kind of stuck in between. And I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe there's a chance that I can get my guns over here on this guy before he disappears. But nope, he fires his guns like twice, resets the cap, and then runs away. What he should be doing. Gets the reset, gets the defense ribbons, and then goes dark before I get my guns loaded again. This is not the last time he's going to do this. Now you can see I'm looking over to the left. I'm expecting the hipper to potentially show up. I'm trying to get closer to the enemy destroyer here. Again, I'm trying to stay away from the enemy hipper, because he has 6 torpedoes per side of his ship, and that's not going to end in my favor, right? Well, hipper decides to show himself. He actually makes a huge mistake here. Honestly, should probably be killed, but no, he doesn't. Of course not. That would be crazy talk. How dare a battleship kill a cruiser? Am I right? It's crazy talk. I know the hipper has a turtleback and all of that, and he was angled away, but that was actually a perfect situation for us to potentially dev strike him. Didn't happen. Enemy destroyers get spotted again, and you can see he actually fires his guns, and I expected him to slow down here, but I guess I just pulled the trigger a little too fast. I wanted to fire the guns single there, and you can see once again hit him, and just one shell hits him, and the rest leave him with just enough to get away. Of course we do, right? That was our chance. That was our big chance to potentially finish this guy off and put ourselves in a position to defend the enemy, or defend the cap. I was pretty confident that I could have won this match if I was able to get rid of this destroyer, especially if I could have got rid of him early. This hipper wouldn't have been able to do what he's doing. Then I could have been in a position to defend the left side better. And there's nothing really on the left side that scares me, right? So here, I'm like, okay, clearly the destroyer's not going to show himself, so we're going to turn away from him, make it harder for him to torp us. By the time his torps get to us, there'll be big gaps in between them. But what this is doing is putting us in a position where we could potentially get countered by the hipper. Now, the hipper already made one big mistake. He's probably not likely to do it again. What is happening, though, is he's able to sit behind the island. He's not getting any damage. He's firing AP at me, which I respect, but at the same time, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I have a limited number of damage controls. You should have been trying to get some fires on me. But you'll see he gets a little bit of damage here and there. Nothing to worry about. I was hoping to pie the corner here, maybe get a chance to shoot him, or at least force him around the corner, and that's when the shells start coming from downtown. So now the goal is, okay, well now I've got to try to put myself in a situation where I can potentially defend the cap from here and not get shot over the top of the mountains, right? But this puts me in danger territory. If this hipper charges me, this is his one play that a hipper is actually good at. Because they will survive the initial YOLO rush. You will not kill them most of the time at point blank if they are decently healthy. So at point blank, you're not likely to depth strike them. So they get their 6 torpedoes away and you're dead. Like, that's just how that works. And I know this going in. So I'm trying to maintain some sort of distance, and I'm also paying attention to the fact I think the destroyer's probably going to get himself spotted here. I just had a feeling. And so I've already started rotating my guns to the left, and just as I start to think about going back to the right, you'll see that he actually does, in fact, get himself into a situation where he starts getting spotted. Now you can see the cruiser's actually in the cap. He's firing over the top of the mountains. The hipper's right here. I'm going to go ahead and think about shooting him. Thought I could get it around the island. We get 3 overpins on the tail of a ship. Again, just chip damage. Nothing we can really do about it. The enemy in our cap, we've got to start doing something with. We fired our guns, and the destroyer actually ends up waiting too long this time. He's going to fire his... He's in the cap with me. You can clearly see that. But he fires his guns after I've already got my guns almost reloaded here. Remember, it takes like 10 seconds for you to disappear once you fire your guns. And so at this point, you're done. So I fire one gun at him, and all we need is one good hit, and we take him down. And that leaves us with 2 guns ready, 1 for the Hipper, which I expected. I should have just rolled out of here and turned away. Didn't do that. I kind of sat here. Knowing that the Hipper is yellow rushing me, I'm like, screw it. At this point, I just want this game over with. I'm not going to win. There's less than 40 seconds left. We take 1 shell out at the Chumphin, or the Harbin, and then we get another shot. Ah, no! It disappears! No! That's terrible. He gets a torpedo rush away. We try to get away from it. He's going to catch us with 2 from that one, and then, of course, all 3 of the other ones to finish us off with a death strike. But we did everything in our power to carry that team. And again, if we could have had that destroyer live a little bit longer, we win that match. I guarantee it. Because I wouldn't have had to deal with that destroyer. I could have been in the cap. The Hipper would have been forced to come to me. And instead of being able to sit behind the island and keep pestering me, we could have captured the base. So, with that all being said, let me know what you guys think. Did you enjoy that match? I thought it was a pretty good one. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.